What principle does Speaker Gingrich use when determining whether to go to war with another country or not?
Well, the defense of the United States of America. I mean, I don't. Obviously, he's not going to go out there and pick a fight for someone for no reason. There has to be a reason for it, and it's the policy of the United States that should be first and foremost, and the defense of the American citizen, that should be first and foremost.
So if we're not defending America or American citizens, then we shouldn't go to war. Oh, American interests as well.
Absolutely.
And how does he define American interest?
Well, if it's in the interest of America and the American citizens.
So if another country declares a trade embargo on America, should we go to war then?
Well, it shouldn't necessarily be a military war, but if they declare a trade embargo, I believe we should do the same to them as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking only about military action in foreign policy. So the question is, because some people say national interests, and then they include they don't want to sell oil to us. Is that a reason to go to war?
No.
Okay. So they can declare a trade embargo against us, and we shouldn't go to war.
No, we shouldn't. If they declare a trade embargo, no.
So I'm trying to narrow it down as to what conditions are necessary and sufficient to go to war. So we have a clear principle so that the people can know when Speaker Gingrich is the president, in these kinds of cases he will go to war. In these other kinds of cases he won't go to war.
Sure. When they fly planes into our building, that's a pretty good reason to go to war. Or if they declare war on us, that's a pretty good reason to declare war. Or if they're harboring fugitives that have declared war on us, that's a reason to go to war.
Okay, so if another country harbors terrorists that have attacked us, like Al-Qaeda, then we should go to war with that country.
Like Speaker Gingrich said, there should be some covert operations in order to go and get the people that we need to get.
Well, covert operations is a little bit different than an invasion. What, should we go to war with them based on that or not?
Well, that would be the last resort. I would try to go through covert operations first. Other means of war would be implemented first before an all-out war.
So, was he in favor of the war in Afghanistan?
I believe he was. Yes, absolutely.
And so, why didn't he? Why did we invade there? Why?
Al-Qaeda was there.
Okay, so Pakistan is harboring Al-Qaeda. They harbored bin Laden for 5 or 6 years. They have done the exact same thing as Afghanistan. Is he in favor of going to war with Pakistan?
I don't think he's in favor of going to war, but he's not going to take it off the table either. He's talking about using covert operations to go in there and when it's in our interest to go in there and get the people or get the enemy.
Why wasn't he simply in favor of doing that in Afghanistan as well? I mean, we could have just bombed the terrorist camps. Maybe we'd have killed bin Laden if we really did extensive raids and bombing raids. Not a single American would have died. And if that didn't work, we could have sent in the covert operations, find out where he was, just like we did in Pakistan, and kill him.
Okay,
why didn't we do that?
That's a different operation. Right there, you had Taliban, and I'm former military, so I know you can't just fly planes and bomb the people. You have to have boots on the ground to go in and flush them out and make sure you get the people that you're going after.
We didn't have to invade the country.
I think we did.
Well, how come we didn't have to invade the country in Pakistan and we got bin Laden and we bombed the terrorists there and we don't have to go to war with them? Isn't that much better? No servicemen like yourself don't have to die or get maimed, or we don't have to spend all the money. Isn't that a much better option?
In a perfect world, yes. But at the time, you have to remember, in 2001, we came off an attack on New York and the Pentagon, and then the Taliban. They had warnings, whatnot, to get turn over Al-Qaeda or refuse harbor for Al-Qaeda. They refused that. They directly refused the American military. They directly refused that, and we ended up going in there and getting rid of Taliban, simply because them and Al-Qaeda joined together.
Well, Pakistan not only refused to hand over bin Laden, they kept him secret for 6 years.
I'm not giving Pakistan a pass. I mean, I think we need to go in there when it's in our interest. We need to go in there regardless of what they say.
So if our covert operation doesn't work, we should invade Pakistan?
It depends. It depends if there is a real threat of the Al-Qaeda getting their hands on a nuclear weapon.
What was there a threat of them getting a nuclear weapon in Afghanistan?
Al-Qaeda just got done bombing the buildings in New York. And
well, they stole some planes. They don't even have an air force.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They're about the weakest opponent we've had in the whole century.
True, but they
don't have any divisions, do they?
But they were,
and no aircraft
But
carriers.
they were effective on 9/11, weren't
they? Because we don't lock our cockpits in our planes. That's why.
Well, no one's seen that coming either.
Right.
And
well,
they're going to try more things, and you just want to make a joke out of that. I mean.
But but what I don't understand is why you are in favor of invading. You were in favor. You think we did the right thing invading Afghanistan?
Yes.
And because they harbored terrorists that attacked us. But you are not in favor of invading Pakistan.
I didn't say I'm not in favor of it. If there's a threat of Al-Qaeda getting a hold of a nuclear weapon, I am.
Well, was there a threat of Al-Qaeda getting a hold of a nuclear weapon in Afghanistan?
No, but Afghanistan was harboring Al-Qaeda.
And so was Pakistan.
Well, I would like to see covert operations going into Pakistan right now. You also have to remember, I'm not a foreign policy expert, but you have to have some kind of relations out there with Pakistan, if at all possible. But I do believe if they cross the line, then yes, we should go after them.
Okay, so what is the principle that we use in order to know whether Speaker Gingrich is in favor of going to war or not? Because it seems to me that whether they harbor the terrorists or not is not sufficient to go to war.
I would disagree with that.
You think it is? If they have harbored terrorists, then we should go to war.
I wouldn't say we should. It depends on the circumstance.
So that's what I meant. That's what I said. I'm saying that if they harbor terrorists, maybe we should go to war, maybe we shouldn't. So it's not clear whether we should go to war or not.
No, it's not. It's not clear.
Okay.
I mean, it depends, obviously, for our military intelligence and whether they deem it necessary. Then, in my opinion, if the generals deem it necessary, I say go.
Well, that's why I say it's not a principle, because it's not clear in a particular situation what the principle tells you to do.
Sure.
So can you evaluate effectively without a principle?
I believe he does have principles. But
what is the principle that says when we should invade a country and when we shouldn't? We examined the issue of whether they harbor terrorists, and we've come to the conclusion that Speaker Gingrich's view is that you should not always invade them. Sometimes you should, sometimes you shouldn't. So we don't know. The principle, there's no principle. We don't know whether he's in favor or not before the situation takes place.
Here again, I'm going to go right back to if the American interest is at stake. And I believe harboring Al-Qaeda, the enemy, a sworn enemy of the United States, if they are protecting them, then yes, on occasion, if necessary, go after them. But
you put the on occasion in there.
Okay. All right, let me go this way then. First is covert. No. Absolutely. First is covert operations. They need to do whatever they can, and if that's not successful, then as a last resort, possibly.
You're becoming a politician, possibly on occasion. What we like about the Tea Party is that they have clear principles, like the one you stated before. We're against redistribution of wealth in all cases. We think it's wrong. And so why can't you have a clear principle in foreign policy? I'll give you a principle, okay? Sure. You've been struggling with this principle. I'm going to be generous. Okay. Offer a principle for your consideration. It's very simple. It's the same principle you use as a decent American in your daily life. It's called self-defense. If they attack us, or we're in imminent threat of attack, then we attack them, and we kill them if they attack us. If this amorphous concept of there's our national interests are involved, or maybe, then we don't. If they don't want to trade with us, well, then we don't trade with them. Like you said before. How about that simple principle? That would tell you when we should go to war and when we shouldn't. And the people would know, especially the Tea Party people that believe in limited government, that this president isn't going to go to war nilly-willy. He's only going to go to war if we're attacked or there's a plan to attack us. It's an imminent threat. It's not a secret plan. It's corroborated and objective. So we know they're going to attack us, so we attack them. Under other circumstances, we don't go to war.
I would, what you were talking about, I like the principle. I like it a lot. However, I got to put the little caveat in there. There are times through covert operations, like he was saying with Iran, you need to kill the scientists and this and that, covert operations, because that is an imminent threat that is quite possible that would happen down the road. And why not try to prevent it from happening if we can? So using covert operations, I'm all for doing that. As far as Pakistan, I'd like to see covert operations reassure us that Al-Qaeda is not going to get their hands on the nuclear weapon.
And so we would deny those covert operations, right?
I would, no.
The speaker said that he would deny that we were having the covert operations.
He might. That's obvious. That goes with national security.
So do you think, isn't it important to be clear with the American people and not do something and then deny it?
No.
You think it's good to be duplicitous?
Sometimes it's necessary to be duplicitous.
To the American people, to fool our own people, the leaders not tell the truth to the people?
I would say that every single president has done that since they've been in office.
Well, isn't that wrong? Don't we want honest presidents like Honest Abe?
Yeah, but you can't, like back in World War II, you can't have FDR announce to the Japanese we're going to be dropping a bomb.
No, we don't have to tell a secret, but you don't make a plan and attack people and then say you didn't attack them. Right?
Well, I don't think he's advocating that.
Well, he was saying
plausible
deniability. He's telling us on national television that he's going to attack these people, and then he's going to say he didn't.
Well, let me just.
Who is going to know? Right. And what happens to Americans' reputation and credibility in the world, and more importantly, here in America, if we can't trust that the government is telling us the truth about what they're doing?
I'm going to say something that this is not part of Newt Gingrich's campaign. This is my own personal belief. These people that were these scientists that were found dead in Iran are coming up dead. I hope to God we were the ones that were behind that. And I hope to God, if that's the case, I hope Obama keeps it a secret.
So why don't we just tell the American people we decided to contract kill these scientists, and we did it? Why do we want to lie about it? If it's a good policy, shouldn't we be truthful about it?
In a perfect world, yes. But it's not a perfect world.
Well, maybe it's imperfect because we're lying so much.
Well, you could say that. I'd say it's imperfect because sometimes people are too truthful.
We've had a great interview with you, and you're a good sport. And I've had fun interviewing you. I hope you did too.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Good luck with the Tea Party.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.